Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, Michi. How are you?
Fine, I'm great. I'm awesome.
Yes. And I would like to greet the people watching on the replay. And if you're watching during this live stream, of course, please join us. We're talking to Michi Calica, and we're talking about a live shopping party for fashion. And actually, marami idea. We're also talking about the green collar stylepreneur and all the
Yes.
things you're doing. Kumbaga, your reinvention during the pandemic, as I would say, no? So it would be interesting discussion. If you're watching on the live stream or the replay, please join us. You can ask your questions in the comment section below. We're live streaming in Facebook and YouTube. And if you're watching the replay, just continue to put some comments if you like, or if you have questions, we'll try to answer them. So, my name is Anton Diaz, founder of Our Awesome Planet, and we're talking awesome live with Michi Calica. All right, thank you. And we're here talking to and thank you for Okay, game, Michi. So, just to start off, some people might not know you. So, maybe can you do an introduction and
Yeah.
get everybody on the same page on how you started and up to 2020 your reinvention before we talk about the live
Yes.
shopping
So
part?
I'll make it brief as I can. So my name is Michi Calica, and I've been in the design industry. I've been a fashion designer and also a designpreneur for 30 years, ranging from bridal fashion, most especially. I was also a retailer for many about 10 years. I also got into fashion education. I'm holding a deanship at the Career Academy Asia. I taught in other schools like SOFA, fashion entrepreneurship, and even St. Paul, fashion design. So my whole 3 decades actually had to do with the business of fashion in many facets, not only design, but consequently, of course, there's sales and marketing because you've got to sell your product, right, and your services. So now, fast forward to 2020, this has been a very interesting journey. I've encapsulated my brand into being a green collar stylepreneur because I think being a designer, it's elevated to many other things and many other disciplines. Green collar because really I've realized that circular design is the way to go right now. We can talk about that later. So I hope that helps.
Right. So that helps a lot. So let's talk about this shopping party, no? Let's introduce kasi you've been doing this for 15 consecutive
Yes.
weekends and wait, I'll share kasi not a lot of people might not be familiar with what you're doing. So you're doing every weekend
Yes.
a shopping party, a live shopping party, no?
Yes.
In Michi Calica. Can you talk about this? Paano mo na conceptualize
Mhm.
and how's it so far?
Okay. It was very simple, no, Anton? There was no plan and it just grew organically. Because after I was actually stuck in Coron alone during the pandemic. I couldn't come
Yes.
home. Oh, grabe. That's another episode altogether. But that said, I lost a lot of weight. I lost 20 pounds. I think not just stress because I had a great time outdoors, but I went into many things like intermittent fasting. So when I got back, okay, my husband said, "You know what? Our neighbors, who are our relatives, are doing this live sale for the Broad Sea. You should look into it." He told me. I go, "I don't want to do Broad Sea." I said, "I want to stay within my A and upper B because that's all I know, right?" So, okay, and then I still didn't do anything about it. When he started unpacking, I started talking about the clothes to my yaya. And my yaya goes, "Ma'am, alam nyo, para kayong live seller na social." So I go, huh? And my kids are really saying, "Mom, I think you can do it. You have such a natural, entertaining personality and you love talking about clothes. Why don't you try it?" So I said, "Okay," because I'm not really very shy. So we set it up, and I believe that was after. right after I arrived, a few days, I think it's like July 15 or something. And the clothes, Anton, that I brought out were the clothes that were my personal designer stuff that were too big na. Kasi from 100,
Wow.
I called it the weight loss sale. Oh, that was my concept. I said, I was so proud in Facebook. I wrote, from a size 10, I'm a size 0. And that's true. That was true at the time. But I think I gained some back. So, so people were like, oh my gosh, we're going to get a taste of our designer's clothing. So not just Michi Calica pieces, but also I had, I had stuff like high-end designer stuff. I had Prada, things I was letting go at a very good cost. No? So I started, there was no special lighting. I was in my living room with just me. But I would, Anton, I would model it and talk about it. Let's say it's Missoni. I'll tell them about the house of Missoni. And they get the things for like 2,000 pesos. I mean, less than one fourth the price. I was just letting it go. Okay. But I was mixing that also, Anton, the first meeting with other things like Michi Calica pieces, my samples from my ready to wear. They even had brandless, but they were all from my closet. Okay. I cut it after 1 hour because it was tiring. I was modeling, I was talking, but I had so much fun. And the kids were behind me. They were admin. Like, they were the ones like labeling it, who bought it. The people invited were my fans and friends in my Michi Calica page of many years. So I noticed, Anton, most of them were like, I made her gown 5 years ago. I made her gown 15 years ago. They were my brides, almost all of them. Because
Wow.
I had a group of people there, and now they were shopping live. So that's how it started. But every week, we would improve things. Like, I got so ganado after the second week, we went to a professional studio with good lights, which was owned by my sister, nevertheless. So, good lights, we had it. I said, I want a DJ because we were dancing na eh. So,
Yes.
I thought the shopping part also grew organically because I wasn't dancing in the first session. But when I got to the studio with the big floor, I asked, we had a DJ, okay, who I said, I want all this music, the music of, they were retro, Earth, Wind and Fire. And I ended up dancing. And people, once I started dancing, it was all mine, mine, mine. I was shocked. Even my daughters were like, Mommy, when you dance, everyone's buying. They're all nag-aagawan. So I was like, I think we got into something interesting here.
Oh man.
So, and then lockdown again, no, August. So I had to bring it back to my residence. So every week we were just leveling up all the time, and people say, Michi, you have such a big inventory, and it's true because of course I was in the business for 30 years, and
Over the years.
I stocked a lot of samples. Okay, I had a lot of, let's say, a good number of unsold pieces, but I thought this is where it gets interesting. To keep my inventory fresh, I started calling my most
Friends.
clients, and friends
Huh?
who wanted to. I invited them to closet cleanse. I said, "Do you want me to help you closet cleanse? Because I'm closet cleansing." And they would just say, "Michi." They started sending me boxes. It was so fun. Like, this really world class interior designer. None of them want to be named. Said, Michi, padala ko na. When it arrived, oh my gosh, four balikbayan boxes. And I go, and they were great stuff, ha? Natori pajamas. She had Philip Lim's, grabe, a lot of stuff. And I said, so and so, this is what I'm going to do. I'll price it at this range, and it's a 50-50 cut. I'll sell it for you. I'll ship it for you. I'll collect for you. Okay. Just do it. I don't really care how much, but I priced it. After 2 weeks, I sent her in BPI. She saw her ago. She goes, 35,000. She was really laughing because she didn't expect it to be that much. So there.
Now, question.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people are inspired by your journey, no?
Yeah.
How do you do the bidding? So, ano ba yan? PM is the key or
No,
unahang
it's
magbayad?
public.
Paano ba?
Oh, PM is the key. No, actually, it's public because I go live on my Facebook page and there's a code. Let's say this one. This is a Philip Lim. I'll say PL, mine PL for 1,800 pesos. The first one to type mine PL on the screen, seller screen, is the winner. That's it. So we follow seller's screen. So it's a typing on, there's a page. It's a Michi Calica page. And then I go live, mine PL, the code. Whoever is first on my screen wins because there are disputes also. So Facebook, type it in, but not PM. It's gotta be public. Public. Yeah.
So everyone naman nagbabayad naman or natutuloy naman. What's the conversion rate?
Yeah, 100% because these are people who are my clients for over 3 decades. So
Wow.
there's zero bogus buyers, nothing of that sort. In our community.
Mhm. I think one of the interesting things na I wanted to ask you about kasi your Gen Z kids are quite interesting, no? How you're able to integrate them into the whole vibe, no? Parang a parent and a daughter getting to their audience also. How are you able to do it? Like for example, I'm having a hard time bringing our Gen Z
Yeah.
kids into it unless it's gaming, no? But how were you able to bring into it? How crucial is their participation in the whole thing to make it really fun and entertaining?
You know what? I think it's really crucial because I started without them. They were in the back end. So I was without them. But then I'm very close to the kids and they're very enterprising themselves. Okay. In fact, they're very enterprising. They have their own online selling venues and they're so masipag. Like Yana, for instance, she has this Yana Tastes Instagram. She just reviews on Instagram and then when I got back from Coron, there's like 6 deliveries to her a day. But she wasn't making any money. She was just helping. So when I said, hey girls, maybe next week you can help me model because mommy gets tired. I was changing in front of my audience. So I said, hey Yana, maybe it can be you and then Erin so I can change in the back because it's kind of nakakahiya. But my clients they like me changing. I was naka-bathing suit, Anton. It was really hilarious. Okay, so I just told them, I go, help mommy because I get tired. So they were like, okay, they were just game. But after a few of that, we started giving them a small talent fee. after every after every show, there's a small talent fee for their talent. So there. And they think fun. I thought they have so much fun. Like when I say, okay, Saturday is our next. They're like this, yay, we're so excited. They're so excited. They find it fun. It's our bonding time.
Oh, pero how do you choose the music?
Oh my-
Hindi ba kayo nag-aaway sa music?
Not at all. You know what? It's all my music and they love it. I've never even had any music of Gen Z, like any of their music. Everything is
Mga hip-hop. Hindi ka nag-hip-hop na yan.
and they don't ask for it because they love the music we play. So we play a lot of Madonna of the 80s, Michael Jackson, basta 80s and 90s. And the kids have known them for a long time because they hear the parents playing it. So they think the 80s was cool. So we don't Gen Z music. They adapt. Yeah.
Okay. Now, next question. I have a class kasi now, awesome school, no? And I'm telling my students, you have to do live streaming. And then a lot of them are having a hard time. And I've known you for the longest time. And you're always on the, alam mo live streaming kasi will boom talaga. This is the start, no? Kasi
Yeah.
5G, the first 5G phone just started to ship, no? With iPhone 12. With 5G, imagine it's 100 times the speed of 4G. You can live stream on the spot, no, ng mobile. So The question is, how do you think about, paano ka napunta na naman sa live streaming selling and you're at the
Yeah,
forefront? No? You were at the forefront of stand-up paddle, you're at the
yeah,
forefront of Corona real estate, and there's a lot of things. How do you think about it?
yeah.
Maybe just to teach also, I guess, some people who are thinking about how they want to sell, di ba? Their products in this new age.
You know what? Actually, I think as instinctively as a designer, our nose is always smelling what's about to emerge. The key is just do it. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Anton, you were the one who taught us in Maven Secret School was it's not it's not it's not ready, aim and fire. It's ready, fire and aim. So the name of the game is
Yeah.
Unahan yan. Whoever is the first wins. So I made mistakes in the first few episodes, but now we run like a very well-oiled machine after 15. So there were problems in the past, very minor. Let's say this item, who really owns it? But I think the key is when you smell it, just do it. Because this world, it's just so fast, right? So stop saying, nako, nakakahiya. What if I'm not good on screen? Just try it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You fail? You could. But I think the name of the game is Unahan, right? So I smelled it. I tried it. The first episode was good, and I said, "Puede." And then we just kept on improving, and now people are telling me, I have I'm gonna say hi to her. I have this loyal client, 15 weeks. She's on top of her game in the marketing world, and she tells me, Michi, what's this study? Trisha Camarillo, Kiambao, hello. She said, you're
Hello.
on the ball. She tells me she's with McCann, no, the this other section, and she goes, was this studied? Because she's so amazed how we're selling every week to a certain clientele. So there. So I said, no, it wasn't studied. It was organically grown. So
Okay, my question si Jerome. Were your live session open to everyone or just a circle of friends? And he said Pinoy style high-end live selling. So um,
hi, Jerome.
maybe you can, I know you have your last, tama ba? Can you talk about your last one for this
Yeah,
season on Saturday?
right.
Yeah.
First
And
of
how
all,
does it?
Jerome Mayuga, thank you for that question. Actually, it's public. Our every weekend sale is public on the Michi Calica fan page. No? Don't go to the Soto because I'm using Michi Calica because that's my designer name. No?
So ito no, this is
Yeah,
Michi Calica. Okay.
yes. But our season ender, because it's already going to be, I believe, our 16th weekend, is gonna be a private sale of 20 packs only, 20 buyers only. So I think
Okay.
that we're thinking still, Anton, whether to put it in Zoom or create a new group for only the 20. Because this weekend is special. It's a mine all you can. Mine all you can for 1,800. So we're like just disposing the last of this batch, and then we go for a rest before the new season. Like we go for another 3 weeks rest. So it's a different format on the 16th week. But to answer your question, Jerome, it is actually normally open to everybody who likes the Michi Kalika page, and it's there. We announce when we're on. It's only the one this Saturday that's private. I
Okay.
hope.
And you plan to go back next year na ba or before December?
Well, actually, we plan to go back first week December. We're just, inventory is also no joke. And of course, Anton, I'm dancing every Saturday. So I'm not kidding. It's like I need to prepare. The whole day I'll sleep early. I'll work out in the morning. I have a siesta. I call it siesta pavilion. So when I arrive at 5 o'clock, I'm a diva because they go, and that energy level I have to retain for the 2 hours is no joke. Because I would watch live selling and they're like, yeah, you buy this. Some of them are dead. No, if you want people to stay, you gotta keep their attention. So my daughters and I, it's high energy all the time. We have to keep it all the time. So they like it that a mommy like me is dancing there. Oh my gosh. And it's actually, I didn't mean for it to be comedy, but my clients can't stop smiling and laughing. And they PM me, Anton, and say, Michi, grabe. It's super fun. Ang saya-saya. Everyone is like texting me. I became their entertainment. So someone once, I didn't realize I was gonna enter showbiz. But someone once said, Michi, when is the next live shopping party? I think her name was, I think it's Janlo. Hi, Janlo, if you're there. She coined it. When is the next live shopping party? And I started calling it from, I started calling it from a weight loss sale to closet cleansing. It's now a live shopping party. Oh, awesome.
Yes. Now, thank you. So I'm sure a lot of again, this is just the start of the trend. No? This will be with all of these things. How do you prepare for it? I think for some people who are inspired by this, how do you prepare? Is there a script? Is there
Okay.
parang anything goes by yan during that session? Basta may high energy ka lang. Maybe can you give some tips based on what you learned?
It's both, Anton. Actually, I do have loose scripts. For instance, if I know I'm selling these certain brands that they don't know about, I read up and I give a mini bio. That's why people like my friends, Mirza Season, she watches every week. She goes, Michi, grabe, may mini bio ka pa, educational but fun. I prepare that. Aside from that, Anton, I also need to keep my weight down because I'm at a good medium right now where I can wear extra large and it looks good. I can wear smalls and it looks good. So I prepare it that way. The inventory is crucial. We have about 70 to 80 pieces on a single day that are individually measured for, we get the bust size because every brand has a different, how would you call this? Every brand has a different size chart. So that's ready. Naka-sticker yan. Because once it sells, it's brought to admin. Okay? The music, Anton, we had a lot of problems with that because I was playing original music and Facebook kept taking down,
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so, and then I started using royalty-free music. I noticed nobody liked my dancing when it was royalty-free. Because my audience is 35 and above, no? 40s, 50s.
Mhm.
So they're like, Michi, we want your tiger's dance. I would dance a la Jojo Alehar. Oh my gosh, they loved it. Okay, so I was like, as I told my husband who's in the back, what am I gonna do? So I called a DJ friend and I said, Ronan de Guzman, if you're there, I said, Ronan, I have a problem. I want to dance this music, but the algorithm is always taking it out. One time, they removed our show. I was live. Okay, that was bad. So he goes, Michi, I'll do something. He prepared a mixed tape, but actually, it was with his Spotify, and he added beats in the back. Oh my gosh, we were never taken down after. He confused Facebook with that, and we were always up. So we find ways to stay on, and when there's a mistake, there's always a solution. So it's everything. It's the inventory. Okay, you gotta know who you're servicing, so you have to have things for them. Okay, it's gotta be that. You've got to be ready. If you need a script to educate them with things, prepare. Okay, like for instance, when I start, I say, why is it important to buy pre-loved more than ever now? I studied it. I told them why. Okay, so there's always a takeaway. So a lot of preparation, with that, and I'm just in the background even on no fighting, because it can get stressful when it's mine. So,
Yeah.
so there's a system we learned, and it's a lot of preparation, I must say. Yeah.
All right. And now you're the right person to ask about fashion.
Yes.
How did the pandemic affected fashion also? I know this is actually one of the things that really grew, no? Itong ang what you're doing on Green Collar Stylepreneur. Maybe can you talk more about it and what what's happening in the fashion industry with the pandemic?
Okay, that's a very good question because I saw an article, okay, in the US that of course luxury brands are losing. A lot of retail stores are closing because there's not much people buying in the malls. Everything is online. That's a fact. People are buying sweatpants, designer sweatpants. It's up by 75%. Okay, but real going out clothes are like it's down. Okay, and then I realized after the organic live selling, we started with pre-loved then. Pre-loved is secondhand, right? And I said, oh, how are they going to take this? Are they going to take a high-end designer selling pre-loved? Will they like it? Because I said, I want to show them the importance right now of buying pre-loved. I'm going to make it fun and fashionable. Pre-loved is not, oh, I'm cheap. No, you're doing a service to the environment, right? So I was shifting their minds that pre-loved is now hip, especially with me because it's a live shopping party, right? So with the pandemic, people are staying home, right, Anton? And people are really more focusing on the spreadsheets of their family. Your cash is really more for your daily living expenses. Therefore, if you want to spend on clothing, there is a swift shift to thrift. A swift shift to thrift. I realized that. And, you know, we know it there. So there was one time I had a whole theme, loungewear. Loungewear, and I asked my audience, what is loungewear? Whoever gets the right answer, I give a free piece. Loungewear is social pagbahay. Someone said, so it really, loungewear is what you can wear at home, but you can also wear it to errands because it's put together. So the shift is people want value for their money, but they don't want to sacrifice style. Therefore, pre-loved has become a catchword. It's a catchword right now. So, and I'm making it more accessible. I'm making it fun. I'm making it something to look forward to. And that's how the shift. And Anton, I also wanted to say, I'm in touch with a lot of my contemporaries who are fashion designers, no? A lot of them don't have work anymore because there are no more extravagant weddings. Weddings have become really small. I ask a lot of them what they're doing. We're making PPEs, we're making masks. I heard that a ton of times. And I said, something's got to be done. And then I started this method of selling. So I'm right now, a retail entertainer. And I think it's the time to reinvent more than ever.
Yes, and galing. And
I'm laughing at
what,
that because
what?
when you were our professor, I was so prim and proper pa.
Oo nga.
For about 10 years, oh my gosh, I'm dancing online. But I love it. I really enjoy it with my daughters.
Is Zoom fashion a thing these days, or what's
Yes,
happening in that aspect? Because a lot of people are in Zoom, so parang pantaas lang ang nangyayari. Ano, or any tips also for people doing more Zoom sessions these days?
yeah, that's very interesting. In fact, we're not only selling clothing. In our Michi Calica live party, okay, I actually sell accessories like this, okay, or like
Ah,
this, and they're selling so well. Apparently, these are CEO women who like wearing that. I did Cyan, I did bring it here, but statement pieces because in Zoom, the upper body is there for hours, and they're selling so well. So fashion is like their statement necklaces, accessories are big. If you have tops that have statement collars, it's big. But mostly really selling tops and dresses. Not so much the bottoms, come to think of it. Yeah.
galing. We'll say hi lang to the people commenting. Of course, your sister Pinky.
Hi,
And
Pete.
of course, Yana. Hello. Dapat sinama natin siya one of these days.
Pete.
Hmm? And Maya, of course. Maya is here ba? Or in
Yeah,
Singapore?
Maya's in New Zealand. Pinky is in Singapore.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
my sisters are mostly away. Hi, Maya Calica Collins. Thank you for your support. Oh
And
my
uh,
goodness.
and Jerome said, gamitin daw niya yung word na loungewear and shopping party. I guess the reason we're doing this live stream is really to share ideas, and I know you want to inspire other people as well, no?
Yeah. You know what, Jerome? There's a lot of ideas where it's from. So go ahead. I'll run to the patenting office now after this. Kidding. Go ahead, Jerome. You know what? The name of the game is we want people in the pandemic to know there are opportunities. I mean, yes, it's hard, but if you can sniff it, do it, right? Reinvention.
Oh,
I'm pleased. Yeah, if
yes.
people get ideas. Yeah.
Yes, ang galing, galing. And I think, one of the things na I like about it is it's a reimagination, no? Kasi when the lockdown started, it parang a lot of people were reset, no? Na-reset yung buhay nating lahat, no? And we had to do something else. But
Yeah.
we're at the point at this now is to reimagine ourselves, no? Since na-reset na natin yung buhay natin, you have the
Yes.
chance to reimagine what you want to do, no? Especially in its whole technology. In your
Yes.
case, what were you inspired by other people also to reimagine yourself, or how do you get inspired to reimagine how you do all these things? Ang dami mong ginagawa throughout the years,
Madami,
and
madami. Yeah, but Anton, I'm really keeping my involvement right now to those three words, green collared stylepreneur, because I noticed what I'm doing really has everything to do with that. No, I was inspired by my barcadas in Coron who are mostly Manila. They used to be from Manila, but they moved to Coron. People like Hello, it's Shai and Raul Bulaong of Pedro's. Um,
City Chai.
no,
Sila Rizal Dairy Farm, 'di ba? Nasa Coron din.
yes, Jackie, okay? Yeah, Jackie Alieja. So, the day we were locked down in Coron, can you imagine how difficult that was? Because a lot of their businesses were really catering to tourists. And then it died. And then Raul Bula, my good friend, said, guys, you know what? They tried to keep Pedro's open for a while. Later on, they just said, we gotta close. And they said, Raul was the one who said, guys, we have this thread there. It's time for reinvention. You don't have to be in your same industry, but be brave to reinvent. So we were discussing what we could do. At the time, I wasn't saying anything because I was still there. I didn't even think about doing this. But Raul, for instance, who had Pedro's Gelato, okay, because when tourists left, you know what? He started thinking, what is abundant in Coron? And he realized it was cashew nuts. You know what? In a couple of weeks, he created a really yummy, yummy cashew butter. So if there's peanut butter, his was cashew butter. Ang sarap. You know what now? He's putting up a cashew refining plant in Coron. That's how much he believes in reinvention, and he and his wife Ichai really inspired our group to reinvent. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I know dami pa akong questions sa'yo, but it's already 30 minutes. We need to close this. But I think you're on the spot na naman with green collar, no? And I want to get your thoughts about climate change because Bill Gates already said na after, he predicted the virus pandemic, di ba? And he recently said, the climate change is like the pandemic, but lingering and irreversible. That's one. Second, I just we're in a live stream with Attorney Lacson. Ganun din.
Yes.
The biggest problem is climate change, no? And
Yeah.
ang call to action niya is to elect the leaders in 2022 who have heart
Yes.
for climate change because we only have 18 years before it
Yes.
becomes reversible. Joe Biden
Oo.
said when he gets elected, he'll go back to the Paris climate deal, no, to
Yeah.
get into climate change. So, in regards to that, green collar, climate change, and fashion, what do you think
Yeah.
needs to be done in 2021?
Yeah. Okay, because Anton, I know you like call to action, no? It's simple. Whatever industry you are in, feel the urgency. in my case, when people said, Michi, sayang, why did you retire? To be honest, and this is the first time I'm saying it in public, I momentarily left fashion because I was so in dismay when I found out the fashion industry was the worst pollutant in the world, putting tons and tons and millions of tons of fast fashion into the landfills. I was so disillusioned, Anton. When I came back saying, you know what? No, fashion is not done with me yet. It's time to circulate. So now you know what? The catchphrase, even in fashion schools, is circular design. Nothing is wasted. So if you talk to the young people in fashion, okay, it's not how it used to be that we make, use, and dispose. It's not like that anymore. Right now, everything goes full circle. So whatever industry you're in, whether fashion industry, food industry, furniture industry, whatever, okay, banking, you find a way for your actions and your business to go circular where nothing or minimally is wasted. That's all. That's how we help it. Because with me, I'm putting value into pre-loved things as we should. Therefore, it's not thrown. After that person who bought pre-loved used it, and if she gets tired of it, she can again. She can again sell it to someone who will enjoy that, right? So, whatever industry you're in, find a way for things to go circular and don't waste anything. Is my message to you.
Okay. Next question. Sorry, ang dami kong question. Is the issue of local designers versus international designers still an issue, or fashion created by Filipinos versus international? Is that a big issue? And
It's a good
going into the supporting local designer,
yeah.
what's the trend in this space?
Okay. In fact, right now, Anton, it's no longer Filipino designer versus, because you know what? The whole world, the whole fashion industry is taking a big hit. So that's a non-issue right now. But I think the issue right now is how sustainable is your clothing. Okay? Definitely it's either currently I'm entertaining you with the pre-loved platform, right? But there are other things to consider. If you are a fashion designer, if you're a clothing maker, go sustainable, meaning your fabrics can be recycled, or maybe your production line is sustainable, right? You're helping workers rather than exploiting minors from the third world countries. Ganon. So these are the things we need to consider. So everything, you know what Alex Laxon said, I was so happy to be his segue after, because on that note, when he talked about climate change, it is a real problem, right? I'm just addressing it in a more less heavy, fun way, because this is my way, this is my industry. But it is something we need to all consider, especially when you're buying. Therefore, it's good to buy pre-loved, guys. Yeah, especially when it's a
All
hot
right.
place, right?
All right. Next question. Sorry, we'll close this na, promise. But next question. Kasi one of the pivot of a lot of the artists is wearable art. And what do you think about this cross-section of artists getting into fashion and making things wearable art as collectible for 2020?
You know what? I have nothing against that. I think that makes clothing even more valuable, right? Because if art can be worn, then why not? I mean, again, there's a reinvention and there's an evolution of art that meets design. So I think it's brilliant, to be honest. You know, um, this is the pandemic. People are bringing in art to their homes because art is the new nature. So why not wear it? I have nothing against it, and I think kudos. I like the movement.
I know that you were into Etsy at
Yeah.
some point, no? And Etsy, because during this pandemic, Etsy stocks just went through the roof, no? A lot of people are doing selling there. Maybe what do you think of Etsy as a method of sharing fashion or handmade fashion
You know
internationally?
what? it's amazing. They used to say when eBay was big. I mean, because now a lot of people are in Insta, right? So eBay was the major highway, and Etsy were the inner roads. But you know what? Etsy, I was in there for 2008 to 2013, and in fact, when I was your student, that was my main thing, right? Selling bridal accessories. I think it's a great foray, everyone, to the audience, to go into Etsy. It is like the door that opens to an international market because they don't have MOQs, diba? So there's no
Oo.
MQOs, minimum quantity orders. So you know what, Anton? The first time I got a relatively big order from Etsy was a Texan lady who owned a bridal salon. So she liked my work so much, she ordered at first 12 wedding gowns and then 15 bridesmaid dresses. I was so excited packing in UPS that I had that. And then she started ordering, she started ordering like linen dresses, things like that. So it's a great foray into the international market without the big quantities, is what I can say. Mabuhay ang Etsy.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. And let's close this para a lot of people can really watch this. Meaning, what's your final thoughts? No, I think one of the things I wanted to ask a lot of the people I have discussion. No, um, and one of my themes now is ending 2020 strong. Kasi I know there's a lot of things that happened negatively throughout this year, but also we'll be looking back at 2020, 10, 20 years from now, and even our kids
Yes.
referring back to this period. And we need to make this count, no? In the next 2 months, or how do you, any suggestion on how to end 2020 right and making it count, at least in the history of your own
Yes.
journey,
Yeah,
no,
that.
entrepreneurially, or just within your families. So,
And Anton, it should really count. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, I want to remain upbeat and positive. We're hoping it ends in 2020, but the thing is, we don't know, right? But I think things are getting better. Okay, how do we end on a strong note? I think we end 2020 and we begin with 2021 with resilience. There's unity with our communities, with our nation, adaptability. Okay, adaptability, because this experience was so humbling that businesses closed, people got bankrupt, people, for instance, they don't know where to get their next meal. I mean, in the Philippines, but we end with resilience and hope and prayer and faith, because the way COVID came was like a thief in the night. Who knows? It could actually it's getting better. I do feel, because I see in the malls it's getting. I feel the hope, but it's inching in. So let's end 2020 with really hope in our hearts, resilience, and the ability to accept what's happening, and also follow a natural protocol, like for, right, the new normal where we wash our hands. It's so basic. Wear your masks, social distancing. Let's make it second nature, and let's not lose hope, is what I'm going to tell. And our
all right. All right. And maybe can you just share what's next for you, and how can they join your next live shopping party?
Okay.
I know a lot of people will be interested to
Yeah.
on your next season, no,
My
of your live
goodness. If
shopping
you
party.
want to see a 50-year-old designer dance with her daughters, it's really a great entertainment. Okay, we have it every weekend. Normally, our announcements are on my Facebook Michi Calica page. On Saturday, this is November 7th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., we have a private sale of 20 people only. We're almost full. This is 1,800 pesos. Mine all you can. So this is our season ender. Then we go on a 3-week break to recharge, and then we come back December. So please like Michi Calica, my designer page, and you will see all the information there. And who knows, he might end up dancing with us.
Galing, galing, galing. Thank you, Michi. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
a lot
I
of
was
people will
inviting
be
Rachel
inspired.
eh. I was inviting
Oh,
Rachel eh. Yung type niya to eh. To see this.
oh, yes, yes. And may inventory rin siya. So, thank you so much. I think
Thank you.
it's one of the we keep tabs on innovation in our industry here in Manila. So this is actually one of the awesome things that's really happening in this space. Thank you so much for sharing. No, you're being generous
Thank
sharing it to
you.
people.
Thank you,
Um,
Antonio. Even my kids say hi. They go, how did Anton Diaz reach you? I said, no, I reached him. They were like, no, I reached him. I
wow.
wanted him to know. Oh, really? So
Oh,
they're saying, thank
yeah.
you.
And getting this from Maya, such an awesome interview, is such a
Thank,
compliment. Thank you, Maya. Thanks,
thank you,
Maya.
Anton. Thank you, our awesome audience. I hope to see you at Michi Calica's live sale anytime soon, the weekend.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.